Out of her. Yeah. Make this go super fast. Accessory bracket. It's the first time ever doing one of these engines. Hopefully I can, hopefully I remember to put everything back in the right spot. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to MM Garage. We're coming here live from MM Garage. Well, it's a new year. We are working on some new projects. We're gonna start going through this LT1 wagon I got. So let's take a look at what we're working with here. So I started taking covers off yesterday. There's a little rust around the plugs. They've been in there for a long time. Sprayed all those down. Basically today is just going to be cleanup and see what we got going on. I want to take some plugs out, see what kind of condition those are in, see how it's been running. We got some dry rotting on some vacuum hoses. So just want to get through everything and see where we're at. This thing ran pretty good. The exhaust is completely off of it. It's pretty much just headers and cats. So that'll be the biggest project on it. It's going to need some rust repair. These panels are like 55 bucks a piece, so I'll probably just grab a couple new fender wells, clean up. I mean, overall, body is in pretty good shape. Couple little spots. Got a small hole here that needs to be patched. The rear wheel well's a little questionable, little spot right there, but nothing. All things considering, 30-year-old car, it's nothing too bad. I'm gonna replace the carpet after I pull it up. There's a small hole in the driver's side floorboard. I'm gonna put a temporary patch in for now, and then there's another hole in the back seat floorboard here. So I'll patch those to get me through. I'm gonna drive this thing for a little while I fix my truck. But yeah, I mean, carpet stained up, obviously. Get a new carpet, no big deal. Probably change the color of the carpet. Nice old comfy seats. So I'm pretty happy with the purchase. So let's get set up. I'll throw you on the tripod and see what we got under the hood of this thing. What's going on in this engine bay. Alright, so I've got two plugs out so far. Got some oil getting through into the chamber. Definitely got some build-up, carbon, oil, all that good stuff. It's wet. So looking further at this, we're getting oil inside the throttle body, which tells me we got pressure backing up through the valve cover into the intake, which I guess probably isn't all that, I don't think is all that uncommon on these. I think there was some baffle issues in the valve cover that let oil go through, and who knows how long it's been since it's been doing it. So I think what's going to happen is, I think I'm going to pull out the rest of the spark plugs, depending on how far I get tonight. I may just clean these up for today, just to put them back in so I can get it fired back up. Because I won't be going to get plugs and parts until this weekend. I'm going to get a parts list together. But I may do that. What probably needs to happen is the intake will come off at some point. But again, for right now, it's just a parts list. I got some, looks like the intake gasket's leaking anyways, down the face of the engine. There's oil seeping down the front. So that'll be the plan. What I'll probably do for right now, get all plugs out, clean them all up, put them back in. Maybe run some seafoam spray through the intake. Kind of clean the system out some before I put new plugs and everything in. I think will probably be my go-to move. But either way, it's going to keep plugging along, pulling spark plugs. Always work to be done. new day. Last night, got this bank of spark plugs cleaned up. Decided to take a quick pullback and run some seafoam spray through the intake. So I got plugs ordered. I'll go pick them up later tonight or tomorrow. Right now, I'm just going to start her up and let her warm up and run the seafoam spray through. Try and clean some of this up before we put brand new plugs in. And go from there. So I guess we'll do a first start on video. Muffler too, but I'm gonna open up the garage door so I don't smoke myself out and yeah, see what warm it up and see what we can clean out of it. Alright, treatment's done. Been letting it hot run. Basically, take it for a ride tomorrow. Go get gas in it. Probably put some seafoam, run through seafoam. Oh, can't talk today. Run some seafoam through the gas. Just to clean it out, but I think it'll last a couple months while I work on my truck. Oh, next step's going to be to go through here. There is a slight oil leak on the front of the engine, so I got to find out if it's coming from the intake or is it coming from the water pump or what. So that'll be next on my to-do list. Probably do that tomorrow though. I don't really want to. Oh, excuse me. I really don't want to deal with it while it's all hot now. So rest of tonight I'll probably just be cleaning up in here, avoiding the hot spots, but seems to be running pretty good, so I'm not going to complain. I am also going to run and pick up those spark plugs. I'll probably want to put those in tomorrow if there's time. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So for right now, let me shut her down and get to the next step, I guess. We'll be back. So we made some progress off camera. Didn't get a lot of recording done. Brother showed up yesterday. Just we're plugging along and didn't do much recording. Kids out here today, we're just plugging along, didn't do much recording. It's a lot of tedious stuff anyways. So let's take a look at where we're at and yeah, let's go from there, see where we're going. Got most of the front dress off. I was pulling the power steering pump. I was going to take all the bracketry off and clean it all up. I got halfway through that and decided not to, so that's all got to go back together. Got distributor out, crank pulley off, water pump off, got all that off. Put the new water pump drive seal in, which is what was leaking oil everywhere for God knows how long because everything's saturated. Double-edged sword with oil. I like when I find engines like this that are older that I want to work on that got oil covered on them, because can't rust if it's covered in oil. So a lot of this stuff's bolts came out nice and easy. For 30 years, I mean, that usually don't happen. So that's the bonus there. I was going to pull the timing cover off, do all that, but honestly, I'm going to pull this motor out in, spring or summer and go through it. So just going to get it running right now so I can drive it. So yeah, next steps, clean off the old gasket material. I've cleaned up as much as I'm going to. Clean up the old gasket material. I'm gonna wait to put the distributor back in. Actually, no, I probably will. I got wires supposed to be here tomorrow that I ordered, so I don't know. Just clean up and get ready to go and keep pushing along. So. These were not the right plugs. I'm sorry, the right wires. It should have been like a 45 or a 90 here. There's a clearance issue with the accessory bracket. But it's what I got. I only need to drive this car for a little bit. So this all is coming back apart soon. Not going to worry about it. But distributor's back in. Wires, plugs are good. Vacuum's all hooked up to the distributor. Yep, that's all back together. All those vacuum lines need to be replaced too, but that's going to be when we pull the motor. So the next thing I'm going to do is get the stand set up. I'm going to go put the balancer back on, then water pump, then try and get the rest of the front dressing on so we can start this thing back up. So, all right, let's get set up and see what happens. So it's time to put this thing back together. I just got the water pump back on. That wasn't the goal today. To put my my OCD on hold. Just get her done. Just get her running. That's all we're here for. All right, let's see. Would not recommend using an impact on these too much. There's a lot of aluminum in here, so if you're going to use an impact, make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. Alright. So next will be balancer and pulley. This thing's a blessing and a curse. Get it on without a balancer tool, but line it up's a pain in the neck. Especially if you can't see what you're doing. Why look stuff up when you can struggle? If there's a certain orientation this has to go, I'm just stupid. Could be a little bit of both, to be honest. 2 out of 3. Come on. Right there. You're gonna fight me now? I say that like it ever wasn't fighting me to begin with, but it was fighting the fight. Fighting the fight. Doing the thing. Can't get my eyes on it. All right, after a little creative problem solving, got the balancer on, and I'm not going to be able to get the belt on without the alternator on, but I can get everything around. And I'll slap the alternator on. It's probably the smart thing to do. Once I get all the front bracketry on, it'll be a pain to get down there to the tensioner. So I guess, let's see, get alternator on, get the belt on. All that over there is no big deal. Then the accessory bracket for the water, or for the clutch fan. That's out of here. And then I guess it's just a matter of hooking hoses back up. Channel locks, the universal tool that I'm not a huge fan of. But here we are working it. All right, how's that for super speed? Well, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. I'm filthy, I'm exhausted. I need to get some sleep. I gotta be back at 4 a.m. back up at 4 a.m. to do it all over again. Water pump's back on, heater hoses, alternator, belt. Harmonic balancer, distributor's all reinstalled obviously because it's behind there. So we're making progress. It's not in the greatest of shape, but we're making progress. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest. We'll be back at it tomorrow. See you then. Well, we're back, and by we're back I mean you're back. Went ahead and got jump started on putting some of this back together. I don't remember where I left off last night, but I got the wiring plug back in. I got the little smog pumper thingy, whatever the technical term for that is. I got that back on. I made a mistake. I didn't pay attention. I thought this was my coil wire. It wasn't. The proper length coil wire is over here on cylinder 2 under all this mess. I was not messing with that, so I got a little bit longer one. I ended up pulling cylinder 1, sliding everything forward. I had an extra long one. Broke my number one rule that I've taught myself over the years. If something doesn't seem right, stop and investigate. I wondered why I had an extra plug left. I didn't stop to investigate. An extra plug wire. So, anyways, heater hose is back on. About to put the clutch fan on. But I gotta make sure I got clearance here on this heater hose. That's what we're checking right now. Nope, I put the hose clamp in a bad spot. So I'm gonna have to spin that around. It's an easy spot to do it. Of course it'd be a bad spot. I should have known better. I've done this once, twice, a million times. Not this, but you know, this mistake. I think I've learned by now, but here we are. too good to be true, it probably is. Alright, let's see here. Come on. I think that's money, folks. See if we get it tightened up. So with this back on, looks like water pump belt, upper hose, a couple vacuum lines. I think we're about ready to fire it back up. Which is perfect. That's my goal to end this video. Get this fired back up. Alright, so I believe everything is hooked back up. Oh, except for the airflow sensor. Yeah, I should probably put the intake on just so it has that. Oh, that goes to that. 2-wire airflow sensor. Oh, duh. Coolant temp sensor. All right, now we're ready to fire up. Excuse me, you guys are in the way. Got mess later. All right, let's see if she starts. Hopefully. That's not great. All right, let's think about this. I'm gonna make a wild assumption that it's spark related. Hit her with some starter juice. Give her a little drink and see if she starts. If she starts, it's fuel. If she doesn't, we got spark related problems. Oh man, I've been watching too much Vice Grip. She's not even wanting to chirp, which tells me that's something with the distributor. Be willing to bet, because even if we had a couple spark plugs, wires, or something not sitting right, we'd at least still get some kind of a chirp. Not even a sound. Well, that there is no bueno. I think I'm going to think about this. I gotta be up for work early, so I'm probably gonna wrap it up. And hopefully come back out tomorrow and finish this video, because I'd like to finish this off on a start. But I gotta think about this. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow. So for anybody wondering, my natural born hair color is blonde. No offense to blondes out there, but it is my natural color. With that being said, went through, checked, no spark, like I figured it was, no spark. But that was because I didn't plug the distributor back in. So no power, no distributor. So let's fire this thing up. Let's see. She take a peek while I turn her. Yeah! Purrs like a kitten. Oh, I got some spray on the manifold there. For condensation. No, that was spray. Perfect. So I was over here looking into some stuff that probably shouldn't have been looking at. There's a hole here where the battery needs to go. So we're gonna do the right thing and ignore that. What we're going to do, because these are going to come out in the spring when I pull this motor out. These aren't too bad. They're 50-60 bucks online ordering replacements, so we'll deal with that then. What we're going to do in the meantime is pull this remaining battery tray out, hit all this with some rust reformer just to change the color, let that dry, spit on it with some chassis paint. Get some chassis paint on this, and I have another battery tray that I will somehow magically get in here and get it to hold into place. And then, you know, what else can you do from that other than put the new battery strap on, aka a ratchet or a bungee. We'll figure out which one, but so let's go ahead and get this in. All that cleaned up, taken care of, get the battery back in, put the fan shroud back on, resecure this, pop some coolant in it, and I think we're gonna be done with this for the day. But I don't know. Let's plug along and go from there. Wow. Really don't want to break this last bolt, so hopefully some magic juice will work. Some magic juice on her and hope for the best. If that doesn't work, then she gonna stay for now. Come on. There we go. Now we're done. Oh, I lost that bolt. So we use that bolt. No, yeah. Oh, it's not coming back. Okay. All right, I'll do that. Let's see. Oh, it's on it. Let's see. Get this one. Oh. I think I lost that bolt. I was still gonna use that bolt. In there somewhere. Hello? Where you at? Huh, I guess it's not guess it's not coming back. Okay. Alright, I'll deal with that. Let's replace all this real quick. Alright. Good enough. Good enough for who it's for. Alright, give that a couple minutes to dry. Cover it down in some chassis paint. And get this new hold down in. Alright, so the wire brush this battery tray all down. Just got to get the last little unts out of it. So we're going to do it the fun way. Rinse it all off with some starter fluid. Like such. Take it down to the other side of the table that we didn't just spray in starting fluid. Get the moisture out of her. Yeah. That's how you get all the moisture out of it. Click, click, click. Come on. Tank's getting a little low. You gotta be really careful with using chassis paint to cover up rust. You don't want to do that on a permanent. Definitely don't recommend that. Actually, let's go back over. Because what happens is, if you don't get all the moisture out of it, it just rots underneath of it because the moisture's still in there and it's locked in there and it keeps doing what it does and making stuff rust. If I weren't tearing this apart again, this isn't the way I would probably be doing it. Unless I was going to completely ignore it for the rest of the days. But I'm not. Not convinced this really does anything, but all right, so we're back. Gave it about as much time to dry as we're gonna give it. Bolt this sucker in and drop the battery in and get her all strapped down. This will even. Come on, Sally, where you at? Oh, I want to be all difficult. If you people are gonna watch, you could at least give me a hand. Tell me if I'm going in the right spot or not. Tell me not to waste my eyeballs. Give her a little bend on the end. See if I can get a little more room out of it. Tumble, folks. We're gonna flip this around, see if I can even get it to line up. this one's a little off. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's... Oh. Oh, quicker than I thought. All right, we're in the hole now. Let's see if we can get her to tighten down. This might not even be the same. Maybe that's a little too much goo. There we go. All right. Heater hose is back on. Alternator back on. All right. Water pump bracket, and I think that might be the end of my night because I still need to go in and shower. Still gotta pop this radiator out of place. I got a socket down here and all kinds of leaves in the back of this radiator. I'd rather get out before I start driving. Not that I'm all that worried about overheating. It's 7 degrees outside, so I don't think overheating is going to be an issue. Let's see here. Stuck socket off first. The socket might belong to the engine. Come on! Oh, come on. Get off. Fighting me. I don't know if this thing wants to dance. We can do it. Acting like I stole its lunch money or something. Oh, movement. Movement, come on. Come on. Keep it going. It's playing with me now. Come on. Push me to the edge. Don't know I'm about to crack. Don't know I'm under pressure. There we go. All right. That's what happens when you use the wrong size socket. I mean, what? Who would do that? We don't use wrong sizes around here. That's not a thing we do. Okay, maybe that's the thing we do. Huh. Well, what you know, I need the socket I dropped in there. So that's gonna happen right now. Alright, where are you at, little bolt? Sure to put a little Teflon on these, because one of these bolts, I don't remember which one, but one of them poured out all the coolant. I was not prepared for it. I mean, I had a bucket under there, but mentally I was not prepared for it. Try not to use the word lost around here, but may have misplaced the last bolts. Where did I misplace it at? Guess if I knew that, it wouldn't be misplaced. Wow. That was up here. There we go. Now we got it. All right, so for now we're just gonna run a bungee on her. I'm sure she's gonna be okay. I'm only gonna be driving this thing about 2 miles down the road to go back and forth to work for a little bit. So I'll hook her all back up, snug this battery down, make sure she starts again. I lied. I'm going to tighten this down, resecure the coolant reservoir, put the shroud on, snug things up, and I think that's going to be about it for this video. So bear with me. Let's get this wrapped up. We'll make sure it fires up one more time and go from there. Alright, so a little known trick I like to do on these old plastics, and works really well on plug wires too, is after you do a wipe down and get all your major dirt and grease off of them, you want to make them look pretty and polish them up. You hit them with a little WD-40, rub it in, and it'll give it a nice sheen to it. And it'll protect a lot of the stuff from sticking to it for a little while, so you don't get all nasty again. Work her in there. Nice oily shine. Problem with these, they got all these little grooves. You gotta be tedious with it. Don't be afraid to be generous with it. My God, it looks like a almost brand new engine. clean up the alternator and valve covers, would look pretty new. But all right, well, I think there's nothing left to do but start it up. I gotta bleed the coolant system out, but let's start it up and here we go. Well, I'd call that a success. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. We're going to get some parts ordered, get some stuff prepped for the next video. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And as always, have fun hot rodding. We'll see you next time.